This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
Hello and welcome to episode 46 of Two Ults a Game. I'm your fear-filled host, Dave Oster. Across from me is the Mark Weber.
What's up, Nimmies?
And the original man-child himself, Ricky Widmer.
What's up, guys?
We have a great episode for you today. We're going to be talking about the newly released trailer for Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the reimagining. Not a remake, not a remastering, the reimagining. Pretty interesting one. We're going to be talking about some cross-play games going on. We're going to be talking about Pokemon Direct.
Not Sword and Shield.
Yeah, Pokemon Direct, because you got to go Pokemon Sleep. They're tracking everything.
Basically what I thought of.
Everything. And then, Mark, I believe you had one.
Stranding.
Death Stranding dropped some stuff. So
We got an awesome-ass trailer, 8 minutes long.
8-minute trailer.
Well, it's Kojima. What do you
Is that really a trailer at that point?
It's basically of what the fuck is going on.
It's a miniature
here.
video. But yeah, let's get down to business, boys. Call of Duty is the jam. I think that's why a lot of people are here today because, let's be honest, it's been the franchise that just keeps the gears turning, keeps the lights on. And Activision, Infinity Ward, correct?
Yes, I believe.
I feel like it's Infinity Ward. For Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Again,
which is a bold call, but at the same time, like, I feel like it might be the right call because that was sort of their breakout game, right?
Well, and I'm not the thing that after hearing today, I was listening to Kind of Funny Games Daily.
Yeah.
In preparation for this, and Greg Miller was at the event where they got to talk to everyone, and he was like, when they announced this, he turned over to the guy from Easy Allies and was like, "Wait, did they just say cross-platform for this?" Like when they were announcing it. But the thing he said that they were trying to get forth to everyone is the reason why they're choosing this is because they feel like the Modern Warfare story has branched off too far to where it's like, we just got to bring everything together, have a new starting point, and go on from that story.
Reboot.
And actually maybe have a single player that's actually worth playing and not have just a multiplayer game.
two things. One, I think it's cool that they're going to kind of go back and just redo the story because there's really no reason why they can't just say, hey, that was this one. Now here's a different story. It's comic books, right?
Yeah.
It's an alternate universe, an alternate timeline, whatever you want to say. Here's something different. And
You're not going to rename the Avengers every time they have an adventure.
And I feel like although they kind of do.
Kind of.
I feel like with this having people from Naughty Dog, I'm hoping it'll actually have a cool story. Like, what was that? Was it The Line? Is that what that one first-person shooter was? I don't exactly remember, but it was very much like Modern Warfare set in the Middle East and actually had a really good, compelling story. Didn't sell very well, but it had a really great story. The other thing that I think is awesome is, so when I had my PlayStation 2. I took a long time to get into the next generation. I ended up getting an Xbox 360. And the first game I got, because I texted my friends at the time, we're in high school, and I'm like, hey, got an Xbox 360. Like, I'm in the store. I'm buying it right now. What game do I get? And everyone said, Modern Warfare. So get Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. So I did, and it was my first 360 game. And
to me, my favorite Call of Duty.
It's the best.
The best one.
Besides the fact of just the little caveat of Nazi zombies in World at War.
That,
But so I get this game, and it's awesome. It's great. It's my first real console
experience.
multiplayer. Yeah, I played console game or online games, obviously on a computer. But it was a 360, and that's the point I'm driving home for. It was a 360. Everybody got a headset. Everybody talked. Half of them were like 12-year-olds, but everybody talked. On PlayStation, when I eventually switched over back to PlayStation, got my PlayStation 3, I didn't get a headset. I had to go buy one. PlayStation 4, okay, they gave me this dinky little thing that fits in one of my ears. But nobody talks on PlayStation Network. So cross-play, despite the fact that Sony's probably going to say, no thanks, and ruin it.
We'll see.
The one thing that would, because I've been off of Call of Duty for a long time, I'm not going to come back to it unless I will think about it if they give me cross-play, so at least multiplayer is fun again. Because multiplayer, if you can't talk to anybody, is not fun.
I saw an article where they said that PlayStation 5, I know that means nothing for now, but the next generation will be cross-play.
Great.
For
I
PlayStation.
want it now.
Now I know, and that's the big thing.
It's my money and I want it now.
Will we get it now? And I feel like with Modern Warfare or Call of Duty right now saying, hey, we're going to be cross-play, that's basically them saying, all right, it's your move because this is what we want.
The game's supporting
This is what we want it now because, like, Fortnite was great that it was cross-play for everyone. But let's be honest. If Call of Duty came out and was cross-played for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, that would be more monumental than Fortnite being cross-play.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, Fortnite's been an epic rising. But
I like what you did there.
Yeah, thank you. But it's a relatively newer game. Call of Duty's been on and on forever at this point.
The first-person shooter experience.
Yeah, it is, the title that drove, honestly, so many franchises forward. Yeah. And, it's how well can you, shut up some polygons, change some names, and then roll out another game every year and just keep collecting the dollars.
Exactly.
The loot box fiasco that we have today is all back to Call of Duty. You can thank them.
The season passes that they're not going to do.
Yeah, they said they're not.
Because of Call of Duty that we have them in the first place. But when Ricky mentioned that to me before we started recording, my response was, I'll believe it when I see it. Because it's great to say that. It's great to have the crossplay. It's great to say that they're going to have an awesome story. And I always enjoyed playing the Call of Duty stories. They were fine for like 8 hours, and then you were done or whatever.
I thought they were solid, though, yeah.
But like all of this stuff is... They're saying the right things, but how many times does the company, the developer, say the right things, and then you get there and you're like, oh, you're not calling them loot boxes, but that's a loot box.
Yeah.
You're not calling it a season pass. Now it's a lifetime experience. Like you're just calling it something different. You're just doing, you're saying
you're
what
dancing
you need to
around
say.
the line.
Exactly. And that's kind of what I feel like might happen. And especially with a Call of Duty, because people are going to be like, oh, awesome, we're back in Call of Duty, Modern Warfare again. This is fantastic. And then you get to the next one and you're excited and you're like, oh, wait, but it's not the same developer. And then you have another year and you're like, oh, it's still not the same developer.
Because you got to bounce around between Infinity Ward, Treyarch, and... what's the third
it's
one?
Activision, right?
Yeah.
Activision owns all of them.
I think you're confusing Infinity Ward. Like, it's Infinity Ward, Activision, and Treyarch.
Okay, yeah, those
are the three that they bounce between.
Might be.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree. And I mean, we even saw the big flare up over like one of the game devs misspeaking for Borderlands when they're like, and no purchasable things. And everybody's like, oh my God, it's amazing. And they're like, no, wait, you can definitely buy in-game vanity stuff. It just won't affect gameplay. Like, well, then why'd you lie to everyone? And it's like, dude, that's, I meant no play to win. Like, it's different, but you said the wrong thing out loud and you fucked with everybody. So how quickly people jump on what devs say about that around money, around loot boxes, around in-game purchases, so important. And speaking of Epic as well, we brought them up. They did launch a newer game, Dauntless, which is people are comparing it to a slimmed down version of Monster Hunter, which is, again, true cross-platform because it's on the Epic platform. So you can go Xbox, PC, and PlayStation across the board with it, which is sort of awesome. I'm hoping this is, the problem that I see is it's because it's Epic, and I don't want Epic to be like the gatekeepers of like, you have to be on us and we'll get you cross-platform, because I sort of, on the one hand, awesome that they're doing the whole like, yes, we'll give you more revenue sharing. That's interesting. But also I feel like it's going to force people's hands if they are the gatekeepers to this technology.
Wasn't there something not too long ago, like a couple weeks ago, where there were games and developers pulling their games off of Epic because they were not happy with like something with like the terms or the support and everything with it?
Yep. There were. And it's just an ongoing battle. I mean, it's such a new product as far as being a host for video games to be released through. It's just, it's got a lot of room to grow and improve. I just don't want them to be a gatekeeper for something as cool as cross-platform play.
Yeah, and I don't think they will, because, I mean, PlayStation 5 is going to be cross-play. Xbox has already jumped on it, and they've done that between Xbox and PC quite a bit already. So it seems like we're just kind of moving that way. Is everybody going to always be cross-play for everything? Probably not, but I think we're going to get to that point where most things are going to be cross-play. And I know we've had that conversation multiple times, but that just seems like that's the way it's going. So I don't think anybody can have a monopoly on that. So I wouldn't be too concerned about Epic kind of being the gatekeeper, being the ruler, the tyrant of it.
Just because but they're early to market, which is good for them.
They are. I mean, that's the whole reason why Steam is what it is. They just did it. And nobody else was doing it, and nobody else jumped on when they had that slim time where Steam was not that amazing, and someone else could have came in there and done it better. But nope, they had their time, they fixed it, and they can never be replaced when it comes to PC gaming.
And this is a question for me because I've never been a huge Steam guy.
Yep.
Was Steam always owned by Valve? Or did Valve?
Yeah, no, it was literally spun up by Valve because they needed a way to update game servers and games without taking things down.
Plus, this way they didn't have to actually make new games.
Well, yeah. But, like, it was their jam for, like, Counter-Strike Day to feed that OG package, Half-Life.
Like, because I remember everything from the Orange
Box
was on there.
Right.
Exactly.
That was basically where they hit it big. So, all right. So you said you're not buying Call of Duty. You said, I know you've been out for a while, but you're leaning no?
To me, it's just it's been the same game nonstop. Until they give me something truly revolutionary and different. Yeah. I just don't see, and I'm just not that much of a multiplayer person in general.
That's fair.
Yeah, I just don't see the reason to jump in. Even though like I will buy Madden most years, not every year. Every once in a while I'll skip a year because then you get the true.
Oh, you actually get an upgrade instead of just slapping a new coat of paint on.
And yeah, so I still do that, but that's mostly because I just love football too much.
You love football more than shooting other people?
I need a new roster.
Okay.
I need it updated. I need to get Terrell Pryor on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Honestly, I have a weird crush on Terrell Pryor being on my football team, so I'm okay with that.
Dave's like, he's not in there, so I'm going to make Dane Sanzenbacher and just put him on whatever
Dane
team,
back.
Whatever team I'm going to play.
Underrated.
He's my wide receiver. And I'm going to make him a 99, so there's no way I can bench him.
No, he will never be a 99 because he was never a 99.
Fine, a 98.
God, that's fair.
Ricky, thoughts on purchasing this game? Are you going to be an early buyer? Are you going to be day of release?
Depends on what, like, to me it depends on how I'm feeling at the time because this upcoming fall.
This fall is nuts.
Like, there's WoW Classic. Like, I've got to now schedule my time between WoW Classic.
Yep.
Borderlands 3.
Yup.
Death Stranding, November 8th. Happy birthday, Dave. 2 days before your birthday.
Pretty nice.
And
early present.
That's only just 3 of them that I know about right now. Plus, oh yeah, that's right. This thing called work is going to pick up around that time.
I swear to God,
and I'm
every
have
year
a
it's
job.
like they launch all the great games. And
right
it's like, you do realize that like kids have responsibilities, right? I mean, you know.
It's easy. I will say, if I was in college, totally does not bother me because it was way easier to, I can do that assignment later, or I can do that.
You got class
like,
for an hour
in
and
high
you're
school.
Like, cool, time to go home and play.
Do as I say, not as I do. And what I would do is, all right, I'm going to either get my homework done in homeroom before I hit like the end of the day, or, okay, I don't have to do this tonight. I can play my video game because in homeroom, I've got that class in the afternoon, so I can finish that assignment in homeroom.
That is a panic attack in a fucking can.
Do it on the bus on the way to school.
Never had the bus. I was so close to my school that I didn't have to take the bus. But yes, I will be buying it. Yep. The thing that intrigues me the most is because I love single player stories, and 2 of the things I've heard that really like perked my interest and my ears popped up were, 1, I tried to look up their names, couldn't find them, but 2 of the guys from Naughty Dog that left Naughty Dog, came over to Activision, are going to be working on this game. I believe they worked on Infinite Warfare story also, but they got to work on games like The Last of Us over at Naughty Dog. So they're really, like, their main strength is, giving you a story that you can be immersed into. And from what I'm hearing from...
But, I mean, I am curious to know who it was, because that was very much, like, a vision of a person.
Yeah.
So I don't know how involved they might have been. So I'm curious to know that as well.
Agreed.
And the other thing is, from what I've heard from the press release and other things, is that there are points in this game where it's going to, it kind of sounds like to me like they're trying to be a little edgy. They're trying to shake people, where it's like one of the, and if you don't want spoilers, this is kind of a spoiler. The podcast I was listening to said it was, so I'm going to do the same warning for you. And it's basically, you're playing as a child through this, and the whole city is crumbling down because you're getting bombed because the Russians think that this city helped this whatever organization when you really didn't. And it's basically like, it kind of has shades of how shocking that No Russian mission was way back in the day. Where, okay, I'm the Russian terrorist. You didn't have to kill anyone.
But you could.
But of just unloading on people.
But it was kind of implied that you're supposed to kill.
Well, yeah, you played as the bad guy. And it sounds like there's going to be moments like that in this game, which for me, and this might rub people the wrong way because of how we live right now, I am all for that. I am all for giving me an experience, giving me a story that moves me emotionally and gets me, even if it's like, whoa, this is something like real edgy and kind of like I would never do this in real life. You have to move my emotions for it to be a good game.
It's also a difference between I'm in an airport and I'm going to mow down a bunch of people in a culture that we live in where shootings happen on a daily basis.
True.
Compared to being what sounds like you're being a child in a, whether it's Iraq, Iran, whatever,
Middle Eastern country.
Yeah, who is dealing with your city being bombed, which is also a very real thing. I mean, I know people who their cities were bombed.
And that's the thing of, I wonder if they're going to try to pull people into the realism of what's actually going the hell on over there.
Yeah, like one was just like, this is super violent, and I had no problem with the No Russian mission. Where the other one is, this is the true reality of war, and also, not to necessarily be political, but the absolute hell we have unleashed upon this region of the world for decades now. So I don't have any problems with that type of a mission for someone to have to potentially see, at least what it sounds like, especially if it's from a younger person's perspective of everything I know is being destroyed right now. That's super powerful because, like I said, I mean, there are people who are here in our country now who maybe grew up there and they have stories of, oh yeah, this, and then, then the house next door blew up. Or then our house got hit by a bomb and everybody got hurt. Things like that, where those are very real things that, at least us being in Chicago, here, Americans, we have had zero experience of anything even close to that.
Yeah.
So, good on them for trying to give us a realistic war game, because a lot of these war games, too,
and right there, it's a war game. Like, how are you going to make a war game? Like, if you're going to put kid gloves on a war game, then don't make the war game.
Well, that's exactly what it was. A big complaint people have with these war games a lot of times is it sugarcoats what this is. It's just...
I think Battlefield 5 ate a lot of shit about that, actually.
You're this awesome, badass, real strong, proud American who's going to go and give freedom to these people who are all evil. Like, that's what these video games are half the time. To where it's nice to give a real story that, like, yeah, in these games, maybe you are doing something good. You are fighting the bad guys because usually, it's bad Russians.
But it's perspective on top of that. It's the, like...
maybe this sucks, too.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. So, good on them if that's what they're doing.
Yeah. No, I think it's going to be very interesting to see what direction they take it, and I'm hoping that regardless they don't cut anything because they feel like public influence is going to massacre them. Like, there's one thing as far as listening to public, like the whole Sonic debacle with like, he looks like shit. You guys should really fix that. And they're like, message received. We're going to delay the release. We're going to go back and fix it. We got you guys. And like, hey, there's a lot of people upset about the fact that your vision of what you want your game to be doesn't match their ideals.
Yeah.
They want you to censor it on their behalf. I feel like that's imposing a layer that it's taking away a freedom that game developers have that shouldn't be imposed on them.
And people even got mad at Wolfenstein because it was like,
oh yeah,
wait, you're saying that Nazis are bad? Like, I don't know why people thought that was a bad thing.
Yeah.
And their response was awesome of, no, fuck Nazis.
Yeah.
Like, it was
the most straightforward answer.
Yeah, it was like, okay, that's the appropriate answer because I don't know why people were upset about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just...
They're people just like us, Mark.
No, not quite.
That's sarcasm, by the way, for anyone who can't read into that.
Yeah. We're going to clip that.
Good job, Ricky. No, I just think that I'm happy with the direction that they're trying to take.
Yeah.
But I'm going to wait and see if they actually do it.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fair, because we could get clip scenes, we could get the warnings in front of them. Do you want to play the edited version of the game?
Which they might do.
Ugh.
Just give me the game how it's meant to be played.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like I want a pure experience. Like
Did they do that with no Russian?
They did. They gave
had
you
a way
a warning.
to skip it? I thought so.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Initial.
that.
So the
I don't
initial
think
release
the initial one did.
not, and then it was patched 2 days after release, I believe. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but it was a quick patch.
Because when I played it, I don't remember there being like, hey, you can skip this, and I remember the realism of like,
You get off the
shit,
elevator,
this
and
is
it's
going,
just like
this is going down. Like it was like it wasn't like a thing of like, oh my god, I shouldn't be doing this. It was one of those things like,
what am I watching?
holy shit, this actually happens.
Yep.
And it's like you're behind the wheel
Yep.
of it, and it's like it was one of those that shook you emotionally. But I do understand that like not everyone sees the same thing, and like we can all have other opinions.
Yeah.
But for me, it drove the story home.
I was gonna say, did
'Cause
that
now
not get
were
you a more real connection
You were
to the
in the
game?
shoes of the bad guy, and we're like, yeah, fuck these guys, because now I actually did what they did.
Yep.
I got to feel it, not just see it.
Yeah. No, I think it's an emotional investment that might not have been there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Call of Duty Modern Warfare rethought, rethunked, remastered, retooled,
back.
reimagined.
Which is
It's
weird too
bad.
because they just did like a remastered
version
of
of
Modern Warfare,
right.
and now it's Modern Warfare again.
But this is not a remaster.
No, I
This is a
know, but
new
it's just
story,
weird.
Mark.
What I'm saying is it's weird because we just like 2 years ago had Modern Warfare come back, and
Well, it's like
now
WoW
it's back.
Classic.
Right, it was a staple on it. If you bought the one game, you would get Modern Warfare
Yeah.
remastered.
And now it's like,
so.
wait, but I thought I just got Modern Warfare. Oh, it's a different
more
Modern Warfare.
Warfares in the same universe.
See, and I think that's maybe the thing of like we should just start calling the original Modern Warfare Call of Duty 4. Because
Well,
it's also
yeah.
Call of Duty 4.
Yeah, a
And
lot of
that
people
was like
do.
the last time they used a number on Call of Duty.
Yeah, because they were gonna turn into like the WoW series, like CDs, like
Yeah.
WoW 74.
Yeah,
It's got hot tracks, boys.
that's right.
Just didn't sound good.
Now that's what I call WoW.
God. All right. Moving right along. Next up, I believe we have the Pokemon news dropping about
Yeah.
them stalking us even harder.
The waste of a
Pokemon
half
Sleep.
hour that I
I
wasted
love
today.
all that
What are
news
you
I got
talking
about
about?
Sword and Shield.
Hey, there will be a live stream.
June 5th.
Nintendo Direct is hosting the Pokemon live stream on June
Yeah.
5th.
Can't wait.
Gonna be dope.
Like
Gonna
how
get
they
Sword
said
and
that
Shield
at the
news.
end, like, oh, don't worry, guys, don't worry. We're going to have this in a couple days, so
I know
don't be
you're
too
mad at us right now.
I know you thought you were gonna get what you wanted today, but instead we'll sell you $100 T-shirts.
By the way, we're talking about
Might buy
Pokemon.
one.
Don't forget, go see Godzilla, guys. Go see Godzilla. Because that
Yes.
was also in there.
Yeah, it was. But really,
Please, this movie's probably gonna flop.
no,
Go see it.
it looks fucking amazing. Like I can't imagine that on an IMAX would be dope. But Pokemon wise, first up, I want to hit on the T-shirts because that one kind of I was like, oh yeah, I'll buy a T-shirt, $100. Oh shit, maybe I won't buy a T-shirt. $100 for a T-shirt seems a bit much,
Yeah.
even if they do have cool Pokemon designs.
You could probably go to a thrift store and buy a Pokemon T-shirt for like $1.
You're
go.
talking about the fancy shirts, right?
Yeah.
The collared shirts, right?
The
Yeah.
fancy shirts.
They're fancier than what we're wearing.
I mean, yeah.
But did that cost you $100?
They also have
No,
Hawaiian.
this was like $12.
Yeah,
Ricky,
exactly. How many of those shirts can you buy?
Oh, I'm sorry, it's a triple X,
The
15.
same amount of money.
they
Got that upcharge.
they also have Hawaiian versions of them.
They do,
Which is pretty cool.
I mean that could be more your style.
but
We do
$100.
Fat
yeah.
guy Hawaiian shirt.
I feel like Ricky would wear
I'll
Hawaiian
pass
shirts.
on 100. I would.
I wear Hawaiian
but I'll
shirts.
pass
Sean
on
wears Hawaiian
$100.
shirts.
I do not own any Hawaiian shirts. and
Oh,
at
we gotta
work,
get you in on the
we
game,
have
man.
Hawaiian shirt days every now and then, and I'm like, I don't have a Hawaiian shirt, so
Mark, I might gift
Don't
you a
participate.
Hawaiian shirt.
yeah.
They're dope.
All right.
But I guess that you guys are actually here for like the video game shit. So Pokemon Sleep.
So let's talk about sleeping.
Stupidest
Yeah.
shit ever.
So now, because Pokemon Go was the revolution, that was you get to go walk and live your life, and you can interact with Pokemon in the real
And
world.
it so was not anywhere near as cool as everyone thought it was going to be, because everyone
at the
got
same
off of it
time-
in like 2 days.
No, I swear that was a month-long thing.
That was a summer.
But
That
no,
w-
here's the thing. It lasted that long because a lot of people got into it late. But I almost everybody I know was
Yeah.
like, oh, sweet, Pokemon Go. Oh, that's all it is. All right, delete.
Here-
and then somebody else tried it, and then somebody else tried
Here's
it. Like,
the
it
thing.
just kept going like that.
Here's the thing
Man.
I always wondered with Pokemon Go, because everyone around here, there's a few that still play it, but we have the disadvantage of during a chunk of the year, fuck going outside
Yep.
because it's cold as shit.
Yep.
Like if we lived in California, if we lived in Florida, like a place like Texas,
Yeah.
where it's like warmer all year round, would we have more people play Pokemon Go that
Probably.
stuck through it rather than like me? Winter hit, and then that next summer, I already
I've
got rid of the app.
I've got friends at work who just have their phone up, and because we work in a very populated area downtown, it's just like, okay, I can play all day because it's just you've got the availability from everything around you, you know, taking breaks during the day. Like it is, I feel like it's metropolis center. Like if you are in a larger city, you get so much benefit versus like we live out in the burbs, so it's a little bit different, and there's not as much density. So it's like, a lot of that kind of weighed into it.
You
but
actually got to walk to that Pokestop.
But
Dave.
you got to admit, the phenomenon of Pokemon Go was kind of awesome.
It was
I
crazy.
liked it.
Everybody got off their ass and walked. Even you.
Yeah, I did.
Even you.
Johnny and I would go for walks.
Yep. I think it was.
And they were like long walks too.
Yeah.
They weren't like no short ones.
it
Like,
ruined
they
your
were
data.
long ones.
But, you know.
It did.
I
sure
think
did.
it was probably one of the coolest like video game events of all time because it just did positives. No one had any problems with it.
Well,
like,
Until they had the big
There were
events.
actually multiple car accidents and stuff
okay, the
involved with that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
That's
they
people
were
being
definitely
stupid
negative.
though. That's not the
Yeah,
game.
it's not the game's fault.
But the game got
it's still a
people going.
negative.
The game got people walking.
Gets the
There's
people
the weight
going.
loss stories around it. There's health stories. Like there's all that. It was just positive. So now we've got Pokemon Sleep, which is like, hey, you guys should be getting 8 hours of sleep a night. Do you guys know that? Because
First,
if you do,
we were concerned that you were too fat. Now we're concerned that you're way too tired during the day.
well, no, because weight loss is tied to sleep. So if you're walking all day but you don't get enough sleep, your body doesn't recover. You don't burn all the calories off during the night. Because I don't know if you ever noticed this, but when you weigh yourself in the morning, you weigh less than when you do when you go to bed.
Yep.
It literally swings like 3 pounds
Partially also
potentially.
because you haven't eaten.
Well, that as well. It's the partial fast. So like I think that they're trying to hit home on like it's health and Pokemon tied together in an awesome way, and I say kudos to them.
Which is fine, but my thought is you can get like a million apps on your phone for free. They'll do the exact same thing.
Right, but do they have the name Pokemon on it?
They don't, but you could just kind of put Poke in front of it, and it'd be fine.
It's just, do my Pokemon get better when I sleep? Because if they don't, then why would I use that app instead of this app?
I guess.
Yeah.
I just shocked that people are still playing Pokemon Go
Yeah.
because I don't.
Did you? I mean,
know
you saw.
any of them.
We live in Chicago, so did you see the event in the Loop last summer? And
It was
then
at the Bean.
I didn't see it, but I knew
it
that
was
happening.
insanely overcrowded.
But I feel like that's the kind of thing where it's a big event.
There's
so
people that actually
re-download
drove
it.
in for that.
Yeah.
or
Yeah, people
flew
would
in for that.
re-download the
Yep.
app and be like, "All right, cool, I'm gonna do this," and then they, "All right, I
Like
experienced this,
hundreds of
delete."
thousands of people in one spot was insane, and I think you're underestimating the pull power from it. And you may be right whether they came back to the game for that, but I just in my mind I think it's such a massive thing,
Yeah.
and it's available to everyone with a smartphone because there's really not a whole lot of
Which is great.
tech to it. So
But
entry
Pokemon
level,
Sleep.
it's yeah. How comfortable are you with Pokemon knowing they already know your walking habits. They know where you're going. They're probably selling that data. They've got
That's-
you on loops.
yeah.
They know where you work. They know where you live.
That's
How
where
cool
my-
are you with them knowing where you sleep?
That's
Or how
where
much you sleep.
my mind went to of like, great, another thing they're going to track of us.
Yep.
Well,
Like,
your smartphone's already doing it. To be fair,
I get that, but like my
Yeah, super
smartphone
easy
is
to know.
not sending the information to Pokemon.
no,
it's
but
not
they're
sending it to
selling it.
Nintendo.
They're
I would
probably
say
selling it
yours
themselves.
is Apple, so Apple knows all of your
Yeah,
shit.
Apple does, but
Yeah.
like Pokemon itself, I'm thinking, what do you want with this data? How like
same
why do
thing
you
Apple
care?
wants.
Why do you
sell
care
it.
how much
Yeah.
I sleep? And that's the thing of like that's where my mind went to of like this is stupid. I'm probably not going to download it.
Huh?
I think it's what if someone's interested in it, great, good for you. But I think it's completely stupid. If you want, you can set a thing on your iPhone to tell you to go to sleep for 8 hours. Great, and people don't even need 8 hours of sleep. Some people need more. Some people need less.
Sure, it's just a ballpark number.
Yeah, so it's just like you can set your phone to tell you the exact same stuff.
And how is it going to know that I'm actually sleeping?
Sure.
I don't know.
Yawning.
Dave's like talking about
I'm
sleep.
sure
it's
there's a
getting,
way.
getting Dave tired.
I think there's it's basically an app on either the device or your phone where you put it under your pillow, next to your pillow, whatever, and that just basically tracks it the same way that every other sleep app tracks
Yeah.
it.
Or if you get one of the little smartwatches
Right.
or whatever, that
Yep,
it does the same stuff.
it absolutely does. So that one might be an interesting hit or miss. Detective Pikachu game though. right? We can all agree that.
But
Coming to the Switch.
is it just the same Detective Pikachu, or
No,
are we
it's-
getting a sequel?
So they said that
There
the
will
way
be a
they
sequel
described
made.
it
Yeah.
was that the first game had an ending that had too many loose ends. You're going to get all those tied up and put into a nice bow in this one. And
Yeah.
they hope we enjoyed the ending because it's going to be different than the movie.
But that doesn't answer my question. Is it the same game? Like, am I playing Pokemon?
It's a continuation of the first game, of the first Detective
still isn't-
Pikachu.
So
So
there
it's
might
a
be some
sequel.
overlap and sequel.
Okay, so it's a sequel.
Kind of, yeah. But they didn't
don't
directly
know.
call
Why
it.
is nobody answering my question? Yes,
I don't-
they
we
did
don't
the
know.
sequel.
They didn't give us an answer.
But
They
that's
didn't
my
say
point.
they didn't say Detective Pikachu 2. They just said
Is it a damn
it's
sequel?
continuing the story from the first one. That's all they told us.
It's a damn sequel. That's all I want to know.
My reaction was, cool. I liked the movie. Didn't play the first game. Probably won't buy it.
I would actually buy that.
I'll probably be playing Sword and Shield.
I'll totally buy Detective Pikachu 1.5 or whatever. If it comes
Is it a sequel? Damn it!
right, if it
Answer
comes
me.
out before Sword and Shield, I'll totally buy it. But if it comes out like at the same time or after,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
gonna
Sword
be
and Shield
busy.
wins so hard.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I think that's the big thing. I feel like this was like the ultimate tease for people
Yeah.
who were waiting for that Sword and
The-
Shield news.
Best way I heard it described was by Andy Cortez. He said, "This is this direct is the equivalent of you have a meeting with someone, you go, you could have emailed me that.
Yep.
That's the equivalent of this. It's like this could have all been sent in an email.
It's also
We didn't
kind of
need this.
the meeting to discuss setting
The
a
meeting.
meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally live with that life of we're gonna have meetings to discuss the next meeting, and then a meeting after that to discuss what just happened in that meeting.
Right.
I can tell you sometimes it's hilarious, sometimes it's enjoyable, but a lot of the time it's just soul crushing.
Yeah.
And I feel like this was just a letdown. I really look forward to Sword and Shield one though. That coming up in June will be dope. And
Excited for more info about it.
yeah, I want to play the game. I just want to play the game.
We don't have a release date.
Yeah,
yet,
but that's
do
what they're gonna drop on us.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably next
Well, we
week.
hope.
They better. If this next one, no. It's like if this
Because
next
we
one's
know
a
it's
tease,
about Sword and Shield.
and they say a lot of information around the game will be revealed, and I'm assuming that means we're gonna get a date. And if it doesn't, I'm gonna freak out on this next episode.
I hope it is. But
Yep. And the final news of the day is we're moving over to your world, Mark.
Yeah.
I will let you intro it because this is your jam.
so Sony did something super awesome on their Twitch, live stream. They had black screen with some handprints.
Yep.
And more people watched, and more handprints showed up. And all I saw on Twitter was, "Hey everybody, they're gonna have some Death Stranding trailer, but more of you have to watch for us to see it." And then retweet, and people responding and stuff like that. And it was like, this is awesome marketing. They did such a damn good job with the marketing for it, to where you sit there and you go, "All right, Sony, you don't need E3. You've proven me wrong. You don't need it. You have figured out how to build so much hype around this."
Yeah.
And the 8-minute long trailer was just badass. And it's classic Kojima, where it's just like, nothing makes sense. I don't understand what's happening.
Yep.
It's super cinematic, though. It looks really badass, and it just makes me want to buy it right now. And I can't, because it's not out yet. I can pre-order it, but it makes me want to buy the thing so badly. I have no idea what I'm doing. I still don't know. I think I'm just moving things from place to place. At one point, I need to go west.
All we know, the president is dying in the Oval Office, and she's the president of nothing.
And there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are like coming out of tar. Some of them have weird eyes.
Yep.
There's a cardinal right there, guys.
I'm gonna turn around for that one.
Right? That's pretty cool. We have a window.
Oh, wow.
You guys can't see it, but there's a
So
cardinal
red.
staring at us.
Good
So
boy.
you have that. The baby fetus. It's like a real baby that's also kind of still a fetus.
Yeah.
How
Is
about
still there.
How about the weird one at the beginning? It was the normal
normal
baby.
one.
At the end, it was the one with the weird
eye.
and stuff.
Yeah, and weird little ghosty, wispy things are there.
You get to see him put a stake in the ground, extend a ladder.
Yep, you
Yeah.
get to see him get attacked by a bunch of guys wearing yellow.
That was awesome. Like if in combat, like throwing the punches and then hitting him with the briefcase. I'm in.
It was cool. And it sits me where I'm like, so am I a guy who isn't a fighter, but now I have to fight? or am I a fighter? Like, I don't really know.
Maybe it's however you want to play, Mark.
Well, I think it's a story. I mean, there's gonna be an answer to that one. I would think. I might be wrong, but
Yeah, but I mean, it could be hey, you have the choice to hide and try to be stealthy, or you could be brash of like, no,
and
I'm
you
just going to beat the hell out
kind
of you.
of saw them try and be a little stealthy, but it's like I'm in nothing but some tall grass. What can I do? Which reminds me a little bit of the original thing that was said about Metal Gear Solid 4 was that the whole idea was nowhere to hide.
Right.
And it kind of sort of had that because you were in a little bit more of an urban environment, but there truly were plenty of places to hide. And then you kind of got that a little bit again with Phantom Pain and Ground Zeroes, where it was like, okay, there's kind of less places to hide in some of these. And now I sit there and I'm like, okay, is this truly no place to hide?
Yeah, you're wide open.
Because there's nothing there. But I'm so used to being Snake, whether it's Big Boss Snake or Solid Snake, and just being a badass. Like, unleashing CQC, using all my weapons I've got. I can take down anybody and everybody. So I kind of...
You can kind of see this in a video on our channel. It's from years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
But as Mark plays the opening mission to which Call
it was Ground Zeroes.
Okay. I almost called it Call of Duty because of what we were talking about today.
Yeah, this is the best game. And Ground Zero was a lot of fun, but it wasn't amazing. But, you know, to be that badass of Solid Snake and then kind of go to this character, Sam, I kind of hope that it is somebody that's not another fighter. Because I don't want to just feel like Metal Gear Solid Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of want it to be something different. There's some female character, I think her name was Emily or something like that. I don't know. She seems important.
She may be important. I don't know.
To me, I love the cast that I'm seeing already.
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro's in it. I don't remember his name, but when I saw his face, I was so at the beginning when the guy who's talking to the fetus, and at the end he's like, you could be whatever you want someday. Hopefully someday you'll be able to go to the moon if you want to. I'm like, I know that face. What movie was he in? He was the villain from Doctor Strange. So he's going to be in it. Of course, you got Norman Reedus in this. Troy Baker is going to be in this, which is amazing.
Right.
And that to me is like, yes, this is a game that, I mean, I hope it's really good now because some of the names are really big, like movie star caliber names in this game, to where if it's not at the expectation that I'm expecting it to be at, I'm going to be pretty let down. Because even like the last scene of like, I think it's Troy Baker's character who comes out of the like muck and he goes, lights the cigarette in the air. And then, like, you see the beady red eyes of everyone around him, and then he just throws it into the oil.
Yeah.
Everything on fire, and you see, oh, those are skeletons around him. Yeah. He's basically the devil.
Be cool. Act cool.
Right? I feel like Phantom Pain was a letdown for almost everybody. And it was a fine game, but it was just an obviously rushed game. They didn't truly get to put his true vision into the end of it.
Which this one does not feel rushed.
Which is such a shame because that was an important connecting story for anybody who cares about Metal Gear Solid's story.
Yeah.
Which is plenty of people do, but it's convoluted. And that gets me to my next point. We know a few things about this game. It's going to be incredibly cinematic.
Yeah.
There will probably be more cutscenes than there is gameplay because that's the way it works. Like Metal Gear Solid 4, and you'll learn. So we have that. It's going to have a really confusing story, but it's going to be badass, and there's going to be tons of conspiracy theories and all these crazy things about it.
Twists.
And everybody's going to kind of have their own theories about what's going on. It's just, his games are such great experiences. And it's interesting to think that when you go back to...
Is it a life experience, Mark?
Like
you mentioned earlier?
No, I think it's a little different than a life experience. Unless they do force me to buy
It's not a
extra
season
things.
pass, it's a life experience.
Right.
This isn't a game, it's a life experience.
I feel like, you go back to like a Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2, and then compare that to like Metal Gear Solid 4 and how crazy different those type of games are. And that's just the way he's going because he wants to be very cinematic. He wants these to be movies. That's why I call it like an experience. It's kind of like how Detroit Become Human was.
Yeah.
Or Beyond Two Souls, where it's like, is it a game? Is it an experience? I don't know. This one truly is a game, but it's also going to be chock full of like 60 hours of cinematics.
That's what I was going to ask. So pacing, do you think, how well of a job do you think this game's going to do? Am I going to feel like I'm actually engaged the whole time, or is it just like Play for a couple minutes, watch it. Play for a couple minutes, watch it.
Well, I think it's going to be... You're going to have your chunks. I mean, if it's anything... I keep mentioning Metal Gear Solid 4, but if it's anything like that, there will be a time where you have like a 30-minute cutscene. You know, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's like a 45-minute cutscene in Metal Gear Solid 4. Jeez. It's the kind of game where you cannot start playing that game if you know you need to do something in an hour.
Yeah.
You have to have time dedicated to it.
See, but that's the thing. Like, that aside, the thing that I think is important with that, if you're going to have a cutscene like that, that's fine, but don't make it seem like, wow, that's a really fucking long cutscene. Like, get me immersed into it, dove into this.
Oh, and it totally...
So that
totally
it's like,
were.
all right, I'm playing again. Holy shit, it's been a half hour? Fuck, where did my time go? Like, I didn't even realize that I just but I spent a half hour watching the cinematic.
And that one was easy because it was the end of the story.
Right.
So that was a really easy thing to do. This is the beginning of a story, so maybe it's a little bit more difficult. But I don't know. I think they've done a good job with it so far. He's also the editor of it, I guess, as someone pointed that out. So it's probably going to be extra weird.
Oh, yeah.
But there's going to be no reining that in. I'm super excited for it. November 8th, I mean, that's perfect.
Are you going to pre-order
That's my holiday game. I don't know. I try not to pre-order games, but some of them are tough. This will be a tough one not to.
Yeah. Mark,
because
you're all in on this.
I want that guarantee that I'm going to get it.
Okay, that's fair.
Hey,
Ricky?
if you do it off of Amazon, I did it for Kingdom Hearts. Got it actually a day before, I think.
I don't trust it because you don't know when they're going to actually show up.
You don't know, but you should get it ahead of time. Yeah. That's their like guarantee.
I haven't gotten one ahead of time in years.
Oh wow.
And I still say, I told the story on this podcast with the original Red Dead Redemption. All my friends were playing it, and I'm like, I'm still waiting. It's coming today, and it came at like 6 o'clock.
The only 2 games I've ordered this past year of us doing this podcast, that and Kingdom Hearts, and then my Spider-Man got 2 days before it came out.
That was pretty impressive.
That was pretty dope. Got that and the PS4 Pro that I still
if
play
you can get it early, that's cool. But like for me, if I'm really excited about a game, I'm like, all right, GameStop opens at 11. I'll be there at 10:59. I'll be there, and I'm gonna be there ready to pick it up. I'll be awake at like 7.
Remember when we were waiting in line at like midnight to get Burning Crusade back in the day?
Yes, I do.
That was the only one where I remember like standing in a line for a WoW game.
Yeah, no, that was dope. Also, Mark, I just need to confirm, they card you at GameStop, right?
Yes.
No, I'm asking Mark.
So.
That's why I was asking Mark, because Best Buy cards people like me and Ricky, and I give them the like really eyes. I'm like, I know it's your job, but like, I swear to God, this is almost insulting.
I rarely ever get carded.
I was with Johnny, and the kid asked like, "Oh, can I see your ID?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." He goes, "Okay, you're old enough to buy this," and I was like, dude, I'm like 20. I'm 29.
Right,
like I'm 11 years, a little bit. I think I'm clear of the freaking.
You could almost be my son.
Basically, the kid was like what, 21?
You tell him, I remember where I was on 9/11. I can buy this game.
Yep.
Is that gonna be?
That's a good line.
Is that
Mark.
gonna be the new? Because
what do you say back to that? Like, you can't talk bad about it because it's 9/11.
You just say 9/11. Never forget. Oh, I'm sorry. You're
that's
too young.
true.
You don't get it.
Give them a never forget.
Right? Yeah. Well, I just bring that up because 17-year-olds right now, or actually 18-year-olds now, are born in 2001.
That's so crazy. God, we're old. And that is why this is Too Old to Game. What a seamless transition.
That's right.
If you guys love this episode, you can go down in the comment section, give us your feedback. But what we really would love from you guys is to check out our Patreon page. Check it out. We have 3 tiers over there. And at the $1 tier, you get access to our Discord. You get early access to our mock drafts, all of those big boards, all of the juicy stuff.
Soapy talking about professional hopscotch.
Yeah.
In the
our Discord. Our Discord
and then
gets
Mark
weirdly
brought up
popped
Marble Olympics, so that's what you're missing right now in the Discord chat.
And then if you hit that $10 tier, you get to jump onto a podcast of your choosing on MVP's network. Give us your thoughts. Talk live on the air. And it's just a great time. So again, thank you guys so much for listening, so much for watching, and so much for supporting us. We'll catch you next time.